Welcome to the General's Gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dawn of War 2. We're finally here, back in the lands of Space Marines and Orks and, you know, all that good stuff.
It feels weird being zoomed out to the point that we're not in Dawn of War 1.
Oh yeah, let's cast Dawn of War 1, guys. Wow.
You ready for Dawn of War 1?
Yeah, Dawn of War 1 default zoom is pretty horrendous. Yeah. I'm sure there's mods for that, but anyway. Not to matter, today we're going to have Big Mathis as our Warboss.
And he'll be playing off against Gom as our Force Commander.
Yeah, we are on Outer Reaches, which is actually Dawn of War 1 map. One converted to DAO 2. And yeah, this is the first DAO 2 video we've done after the DAO 3 hype. So, DAO 3 hype. Yay.
Hey, very hype indeed, Machine. We are hyped and a half for that. Should be good.
Yep, so we're going to have Big Mathis. We casted this guy before. I can't remember who his opponent was, but we've definitely seen him in action. Gom, not quite too sure about that.
Pretty sure it's the first time.
Doesn't ring any bells, at least, but he's going to be the Force Commander, so probably two of the most common commanders for these two races. Gom hasn't built a second scout just yet. I guess it's probably just a bit too early. Oh no, he built a power gen first.
Yeah,
wow, that's weird. Yeah, okay, so not going for his second scout, at least not instantly. Maybe he'll go Devastator instead. Having a Devastator against a Warboss is, it really helps. But a little bit outnumbered here though, because he's got his Force Commander, Tax and Scouts, but there's 4 squads in total, including the Warboss. So this isn't going to go very well here. The Attack Marine's getting focused by the Warboss and now the Sluggers as well. Man, I don't know why he tried to fight this engagement, considering he went early power, really limiting the potential squads that he had.
It does. And considering even if there was another squad in this situation, assuming there was another scout in that engagement, Big Mathis still would have won with that unit composition. He had double shooters engaging onto the scouts, making sure that the Warboss engaged on the single squad of Tax, prevented that ranged DPS from coming down. And really, what can the Force Commander do in that situation? There will be a Devastator. You're right there, though, Machine.
At least, though, the Force Commander has bought time for the Devastator, so won't be any power harassment despite being pushed off. Looks like a Warboss may be going to go for it now, but it won't really be able to. And it will be a squad of Storm Boys, so it doesn't even see the Devastators, but already getting a preemptive counter to it. Maybe he just recognizes the composition, which would suggest a Devastator.
Yeah, given no scouts, it definitely makes sense. We'll have Gom healing up in his base. We'll have the advantage of earlier power, which he's spent some of. Oh, there we go, on the scouts. Just wondering where the power spend went. It was onto the scout squad.
Yeah, he's got his Sergeant. And plus, of course, Devastator costs 30 power as well.
Of course, yeah.
Not sure about no Force Commander, no Flame or anything. And it isn't even any of the big shooters, but out of power now because Big Mathis only just getting his generators up. So having more squads on the field this early, and once again going to be engaging, but only 2 squads. Storm Boys jump into the Attack Marines. They're going to get forced away here. I mean, the Warboss is actually pretty low, but shouldn't matter too much. He's going to be kiting away from the battle cry. Sluggers are charging in. Do you have to be careful, though, charging in when the battle cry is active?
Buying time for the Devastators to close in as well, and the Storm Boys actually under fire from the base machine guns here. One squad of the shooters are going to be forced away. The Force Commander's getting quite low, though. Will the Warboss go for another hit?
Oh, maybe if he wasn't suppressed, the Sluggers may have wiped it.
What happened to the...
Oh,
the Storm Boys did retreat, yeah, earlier. Okay, I wasn't sure. If they stuck around, potentially could have got the Force Commander on retreat there. But...
We also have the shotguns too on the scouts. And 4 power farms for both of our players now once that comes online. At the moment, slightly better map control for the side of Gom, but not really by much. Devastator isn't actually set up while it's capping though. You have to be careful with that. And the Storm Boys are there, so he really shouldn't turn and fight this. Though actually he's going to try to.
Oh, wow. Engage upon straight away by the Storm Boys.
Maybe there's a model for
that.
Here. And that's, you lose power too when that happens. Maybe even 2 models, so... Yeah, anyway. At the bottom we see the Sluggers going for the power capture, but there's actually a node there. Storm Boys jumping back through. This Force Commander is very low here. Pops the battle cry, which will allow him to get the knockback and then retreat. If he retreated without the knockback, he may have actually lost in the model there. So good timing. Nade comes through onto the shooters. Oh, well, actually, no, what?
Oh!
It's the Storm Boys in combination with Attack Marines.
Yeah, the nade got one, the tax got the other one. Beautifully played by Goblin. He also forced the dodge from the shooters. That was awesome.
Yeah, well played. On his way to taking up now. Big Mathis, where he's doesn't have a lot of power. I wonder why that is. I guess the Storm Boys was a bit of an investment.
We haven't seen anything added on for the
I mean,
Warboss, have we? Or?
there's big shooters on both squads. That's probably where Warboss.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Oh, and the
Yeah,
Big Bang
Bang
Hammer.
Bang.
So that explains it. Yeah, going straight for the tech up is gone. I wonder what he'll go for once he gets tier 2. Could be a number of things. I mean, a Dreadnought most likely would be his preferred unit against the Warboss in particular. But with the Storm Boys down, there's a bit less incentive to go for the Dreadnought compared to something else like I don't know, Liberian, not sure.
Another squad getting added on here by Big Mathis.
Oh, rebooting the Storm Boys.
Yeah, going for it. Unfortunately, they lost them. It's going to delay the tech here.
Ha, retreat nade. No, it
Hey.
doesn't do much though.
Still, I suppose you attain a few General Sherman swag points for throwing a nice retreat nade.
Yeah. It's an absolute art.
Yeah.
I mean, I've tried the retreat nade many a times, and most of the time it just fails horribly. But these sort of players, you know, in the top 10 or top 20 of the elite mod ladder, they would have got their fair share of practice when it comes to retreat nades. So the Devastator is setting up. Stormboy's going to be going for the jump any moment now. The shotguns are already blown, so he can't kite. We can't peel for his Devastator. We'll have to mass retreat. Force Commander actually has the Artificer's Armor, getting a little bit more extra mobility. And the Thunder Hammer on the way.
Oh.
That's going to be an excellent choice against all these units. And I guess because he has the power advantage, he doesn't have to worry too much. Whereas having the Thunder Hammer can be a great choice against a Dreadnought or the War Truck. So he's going to have to get his anti-vehicle elsewhere. Whether it's the Las Cannon or Dreadnought, I don't know, we'll see.
That's something. Probably realizes he has a bit of time to work with though. Sees the Storm Bills being rebuilt and knows that the tech hub is going to be a little bit late here, so doesn't really have to worry about anything scary. Killer Can, for example, being added on.
Yeah, maybe he wouldn't have gone for the a teleporter as well. So he's really committing to
Wow.
this Force Commander build rather than rushing on a Dreadnought.
So I'm guessing that's to jump on top of the shooter's machine, or?
But yeah, I suppose. But he's got Artificer's Armor. Oh, sorry, Artificer's Armor. I was saying as if it was the armor of Alacrity. Alacrity is the mobility armor. Artificer gives you stats, but jumping in with the Storm Boys, we'll be going straight for Devastator. These are very low, actually, but just as the knockback comes through, so he will secure the retreat there. And now the Thunder Hammer's online, being an absolute monster. Still has to worry about the Warboss with that Big Bang Hammer. Going to be pretty potent nonetheless, but getting focused by the shooters as well. Could lose this one on retreat here. Oh, he teleports out. So just to reiterate, the Artificer's Armor gives you the ultimate tanky stats. You get extra regen and extra energy compared to the Armor of Alacrity. Whereas if you're going Teleporter Pack, the Armor of Alacrity, it kind of contradicts itself. You don't need the mobility when you have Teleporter Pack. So it's good synergy there of the Artificer plus Teleporter. Pretty standard if you plan on going Teleporter Pack.
Awesome, absolutely awesome for Big Mathis. Manages to get on top of the power, destroying all of the nodes. Takes that out, all the gens, takes the node out as well. Absolutely brutal here for Goblin. It will allow Big Mathis to regain some of the power lead that he lost. So he's going for the tech up now.
Yeah, Big Mathis now going for his tier 2. He actually got the Cyborg implants as well, so even more of an investment. Gives him the big stomp though. That really helps out charging in. So because there's double tack marines now. I think we missed it, but there must have been a drop pod or something, or just built another squad of tacks. So having the charging into the back lines is really effective, especially if you have a powerful weapon such as the Big Bang Hammer.
I'd say it was a drop, given the amount of red that Goblin has.
71. But I mean, where is the drop pod? Oh,
It's there.
Oh, of course, there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So good to use that, because then you get the regen as well on nearby squads. Plus it's cheaper, so it's a pretty no-brainer. Plus then you get the Stern Guard veterans when you tech up to tier 2.
The counter power harassment not really coming off here for Gom. Didn't have the time to work that one out. Going with the war truck.
Yeah, going for the war truck. So that helps a lot in terms of harassing the scouts. You can drop off sluggers. It's a very strong unit for such little cost, especially. Not actually
coming up during this engagement.
Yeah, not upgrading his stern guards. You want to do that sooner rather than later, because otherwise you're just going to be wasting all the XP. Because when you upgrade, you lose the XP.
Here comes the war truck.
Yeah, here we go. Decapping the power, actually. Devastator set up and ready to go. No sign of any upgrades, though, on the Devastator. However, teleports in. Oh, look at that special attack. Gets all those shooters down. So much AoE with the Thunder Hammer.
And the damage.
That is carnage. He's going for the war truck rather than the retreat. Double missile launcher comes online here. This war truck's in a rough spot. Storm Boys, they do jump in, but still not actually focusing the war truck with the missile launcher. Pops out the sluggers. He has the Swampum from the Knob. These tactical Marines are in a bit of trouble because they're getting melee. That's also their buff from the Warboss Global. He could lose these Marines.
There's
a squad wipe, maybe even 2 of them as well. Why did he retreat so late? It's 9 health on the TAC Marines. He jumps forward with the Knob. Can he secure the wipe here? 1 more slash is required. He's almost within range. I think he's going to be fine for now. Oh, he used the suicide jump. It's an ability that you can jump suicidally with one of your models. So it loses both of the tacks.
That was incredible. Big Mathis, he evacuated from the war truck just in time, tied up both of those tac squads in melee. That means no rocket launchers being fired at the war truck, and the war truck survives.
Wow.
Whew.
But there was a shooter squad that went down during that, but still clearly benefiting Big Mathis by quite a big margin. Wasn't quite the best micro. We saw, I think, about 3 missile launcher shots, not focusing the war truck. They were still aiming at the infantry squads. Better targeting would have taken out that war truck. So I think, yeah, Gom, a slight misplay, but quite crucial in the end for what it was worth. Rebuilding the attack Marines as well.
When you're down to 1 scout and a Devastator, you need another squad of attacks up and running. Huge victory there for Big Mathis. We're not seeing an upgrade on this Devastator?
No. The war truck is quite weak, especially since it actually lacks the armor upgrade for now. So getting the Vengeance rounds can shred that insanely quickly. But then you obviously don't have the las cannon upgrade, which can be vital if you're versing a dreadnought, the Ork, what is it called? Killer Can, or the looted tank later on in the game. So another missile launcher. There's a lot of power being spent on that. Storm Boys once again jump, but the counter teleport from the Force Commander plus the knockback from the shotguns. So plenty of support there, ready and waiting for the Devastators. But going for the power again.
Just more and more harassment being added on. Buys time. Gonna jump inside of the war truck and get out of dodge. Doesn't quite the node, but should be able to. Ha!
He's going the long way around.
This is bold, yeah.
He doesn't want to get caught, so it's pretty clever, actually. If he went through the middle, he may have got hit by the missile launcher.
I suppose lucky that there was no AT coming online for Gom at that time. Wouldn't be fun to see something spawning.
Oh, he's going for the node now. This is a little bit risky.
Yeah.
He's actually repairing it with his sluggers. Getting within range for the missile launcher. Jumping now with the Storm Boys in. Oh, does kill with the rear armor. The preemptive retreat. So we'll retreat everything, but getting the war truck, very worth it there. Strange the war truck didn't repair down safer, towards the base or something.
Perhaps Gom wasn't. Perhaps Big Mathis wasn't expecting a big rotation from Gom. Gom predicted the war truck's path and kind of went down for it. Saw it run into the base MGs.
So we have the Assault Marines coming online now as well. I think it's pretty smart. Going double tax against a Weird Boy is a bit hard to pull off because you just get knocked back by the AoE knockback of the Weird Boy. So Assault Marines makes sense, but he has to be careful of the Warboss. Very potent in melee. Jumping behind the Devastator once again. So this Devastator is having very little impact because of these Storm Boys, but this Thunderhammer Force Commander is just dishing out insane damage. He may even lose these shooters now. Getting slowed down by the Vomit. Actually, what is he doing? Not sure about that. Maybe getting stunned there, but now the Assault Marines jump into the fight. He used the use your choppers, the melee buff from the Warboss Global.
Stormboy's getting out of there as well.
Oh, he got the power
Go
stolen.
back to safety. Yeah. Taken away. Actually, that's going to be nice for Gom to get some of that. We'll see the Warboss being forced off as well. And I think a killer can just finished for Big Mathis as well.
Yeah, it did. Getting the upgrade now. So this is where the missile launcher comes in handy. Having the melter bomb combined with that should be enough.
Should be enough, yeah.
To take that out. Especially if we see an upgrade on this Devastator.
Not often when you have weird boys capping power, but everyone's gonna do that.
Node.
Everyone has to do their part. So
It's
yeah.
the scumbag node.
Yeah.
It's when you get the node upgrade just
your
as your
opponents.
opponent's about to
Yeah.
capture it, and then they don't realize it, and then they lose time. But the killer can with the flamer, insanely powerful at wiping out those power generators, power nodes. So I wonder what Gom's next choice is here. I mean, he has to get his Assault Marine Sergeant. I think he has that now. Probably has Attack Sergeant as well. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I still think a Dreadnought would be a good choice, which we'll likely see him go for. Needs more power, though. Space Marines are a very power-dependent faction, probably the most out of all of them.
Got to be careful of too many huge engagements. Those Big Mathis is holding on to a lot of war points.
Yeah, wow, he has
There
over
could be rocks.
600.
There could definitely be rocks falling from the sky during our next engagement.
He does need tier 3 for rocks, though.
Yeah, that's true. He hasn't ticked up yet. Forgot about that. Invest the power into the killer can instead.
Oh, retreating through the Thunderhammer. And the Devastator. And the Assault Marines, what? Yeah, you should survive
Run,
this one,
Force
though.
Commander,
Even
run.
if he teleported, he wouldn't have got a wipe on there. Just has to be careful with the Devastator, though. Getting caught the wrong way can be quite deadly. Rebuilt the Sluggers, and I mean, Sluggers are pretty strong tier 2. When you have the burners for the power weapons with the knobs, they're pretty potent even against Assault Marines. They still lose the 1v1, but it's a much more expensive squad.
Big Mathis is going for some power harassment on the right-hand side to counter Gom's own power harassment,
Just the problem with...
turning into a low-power game.
Yeah, it is. It's been very aggressive. The problem with Sluggers is it's just more things for the Thunderhammer to just annihilate. Maybe Looters would have been a better choice to try and get the suppression down on the Force Commander. I'm not sure. Will be the Librarian, though. That's going to be great with the Smite, doing a lot of damage there.
This is going to be a fantastic micro-heavy battle here. Teleportation, jumps, there's a weird boy and a Librarian on the field. I'm really looking forward to the next engagement.
It's
I'm
going to be
feeling
a
it, Machine. I'm
very
feeling it.
wonky engagement, because look at the collapse we see here. Shooters at the bottom with the Sluggers too. There's a Smite. And now this is the entire army collapsing down. Devastator always sets up facing downwards. But the Dreadnought's actually charging the Killer Cannon, rather. Death Dread charging in. And now he's got... Oh, and the Storm Boys too. He has to try and get the missile launchers away, but he may lose the shooters here. Shotgun's up close, doing a lot of damage, but the Sluggers as well are getting annihilated. The Marines are running for life. They get knocked over right in front of that Killer Can. This is bad news. He has to retreat, but it looks like the shooters were wiped, so it's still could be a good engagement overall. The nade comes through. Pretty good hit there, but the Killer Can on the retreat path, taking a lot of these scouts down. That was interesting. How did it go?
Death Dread doing work.
Maybe he didn't lose the shooter.
Doesn't look like it. Seems like he has the standard number. Big Mathis lost the first shooter in an earlier engagement, so it doesn't look like he lost one, so
Oh, okay.
it's okay.
But that was just crazy, because you have both the Death Dread, apparently, not Killer Can. You have the Death Dread, and then you have the Warboss. They both charge in. Cyborg implants, plus whatever the Rampage thing is called. So it's very hard to actually get those missile launch attacks and keep them at range. This is where, again, the Power Fist would become very handy, but the Power Fist would have much less anti-infantry, like the AoE anti-infantry, which so far has been, you know, so powerful from Gom.
And
so
crucial to his unit composition.
yeah,
as
exactly. So I think he just has to have good angles when he engages.
So looking towards our VPs now. Big Mathis in a bit of trouble here. Down to 160 compared to the 353 of Gom.
Trophy rack. I think it's just a buff to nearby infantry. I mean, so is also the Big Bang Hammer. So the VPs are definitely in the favor of GOM by quite a fair bit.
Devastator in a nice position here. Killer Can's going to be coming in.
Yeah,
There's the Melter from the Assault Marines.
He gets hit by it, but that's going to allow the missile launcher to get a couple of shots off there. But now the Force Command is out of position. He can teleport down if he needs to. So this split up engagement probably benefiting GOM for now, but still not enough damage. Oh, but Las Cannon comes online, and he uses the speed boost from the Librarian to keep him agile. The Force Commander almost going to wipe the Sluggers here, but not focusing the Slugger Boys in time, so he loses that one. Must have been marking this engagement down here. Death Dread getting incredibly low right now. Smite comes through. He can maybe just wipe it with the Assault Marine's Power Fist, Power Sword. But it looks like he's not actually focusing it. Even the Librarian may get it here. It's Las Cannon. There we go.
Sets up again. Death Dread finally going down in that situation.
So the Assault Marine Sergeant was actually wiped. So he lost the power weapon.
Oh, okay.
And he doesn't have the, whatever the upgraded weapon on the Librarian is either, so... Yeah, either way, Force Commander went down, but killing the Death Dread definitely benefiting GOM in that engagement. I think maybe it was a bit of a bad decision though, collapsing upon the Force Commander, who can just teleport out. But I think also Big Mathis was lucky he didn't lose that Slugger squad. Well, yeah, lucky, but GOM just wasn't watching it. So
incredibly low. Cool engagement though, and also had the got that suicide jump in onto the TAC Marines as they were about to fire the rocket launcher, if you were watching, which is really intelligent because it prevented the additional shot coming down onto the Death Dread.
So Sergeant's back online now. Oh, what? That was the Devastators got wiped there.
Well, they were actually.
The Sluggers. Okay, the Librarians here. The Assault Marines taking a lot of damage. Are jumping over into melee. Could get knocked back by the shotguns here, but there go the Assault Marines. Merciless strike, but it won't be enough. Getting collapsed just by too many Orks. Oh, here comes the Force Commander. Too late, though. Teleport hasn't been used yet either. Nade comes through from the Scouts, I think, but there goes the Storm Boys. And the Sluggers may go down. This is absolute carnage in this fight right now.
Knockback there just in time from the was that the
Thunder Hammer? It was a Thunder Hammer.
Yeah, it was the Force Commander. He was actually rezzed up again. Saved two of those retreating squads. Retreating on a couple of members each. If it wasn't for the Thunder Hammer, we could have seen a squad go down there. But another great engagement for Big Mathis. He's low on VPs, but he's definitely winning these engagements.
Man, this game has been just so many wipes. Normally you see much better preservation across the board, but I think it's just a nature of Orks. You know, when you get in melee, if you decide the engagement incorrectly, retreating is so punishing. But yeah, 4 squads left for GOM, 4 for Big Mathis as well. And
fair way into this game, and still no hint of a tier 3 from our other players.
They've been so power starved. GOM, I mean, both of them could call in their Arty Strike, but GOM, if he could get tier 3, it'd be great for his Assault Termies, but it doesn't have the power required for it. So he's rebuilt it to squad attack Marines, or maybe it was a drop pod. Yeah, another drop pod.
Oh, the Death Dread going to be coming in here for Big Mathis as well.
So what 2 Sluggers, we've got Shooters.
And I think it was the Las Cannon that went down at the top.
Yeah, that was a Las Cannon for sure. You can tell looking at the weapon there, it was definitely a Las Cannon.
Just probably why we see the Death Dread being rebuilt. No Assault Marines, obviously, so you don't have access to the Melter Bomb anymore. No Las Cannon here, and obviously the weakness in GOM's unit composition at the moment is any type of anti-walk or anti-vehicle.
That's true, yeah, he has a missile launcher, but we've seen that a missile launcher on its own just won't cut it. You know, even on a 1v1, you just have the Rampage that goes in, ties you up in melee, especially with the Slugger flank. This could be very punishing right now. 2 Sluggers on the flank, plus the Death Dread especially.
Already closed down the missile launcher.
Unless they retreat downwards, but no, they're definitely gonna get wiped here, unless they're not focused correctly. But he's going for the weak squad straight away. The Shooters are focusing too. The Warboss is there as well. So it will take 1 model down. Actually, he may survive. Yeah, he gets out of it. That's quite surprising. Nade'll come through. Not quite on the mark, though, is that grenade. But now the scouts have to be careful retreating through all these orcs.
Probably a little bit busy microing that vomit there from the weird boy to prevent the flank coming in from the scouts, but does give up.
So it will be tier 3 for Gom, but he
Yeah.
doesn't quite have the resources for the assault termies.
No.
But that would be the dream.
It's the smart move though from Gom. Realizes he has VP control here and is currently still bleeding Big Mathis in this situation. And VP control means that you can use your time, and time means tech, and that's what Gom's going for now for that tier 3. A lot of red points, so that's a smart move.
Yeah, the Terminators are going to have a good time against all the infantry, the vehicles. It's going to be such a strong counter to that. We're going to get another Death Dread. Wow. Alright. It makes sense, though. Again, there's no really anti-vehicle.
If it's working, why change it, machine? Yep, this Death Dread's working. Still no anti-vehicle. Let's go for it. Sergeant, add it on again here for the tax. Big Mathis doesn't know that Gom's going for the tech either. He will not be happy when he sees another Death Dread roll onto the field.
I like that Gate of Affinity being used on the attack marines with the missile launcher, giving them extra speed. Will allow them to kite just a little bit easier against the Death Dread. But not quite well enough. Committing very aggressively though.
Yeah.
But hey, why not? I mean, he's got nowhere else to run now. The army of the Orcs is closing in.
Missile launcher going for another shot on the Death Dread here.
Yeah, that's the Force Commander, but he's running a long gauntlet. Still having a lot of damage. The Force Commander is going to be putting some significant harassment on. Look at that, just disrupting all those shooters. Finally had to retreat the attack marines.
Nice stop coming in there from the Warboss. Knocks back to the scouts and the tax as well. Scouts retreating now.
Another shot from the missile launcher, but he should be able to retreat.
Yeah.
And he has 2 sluggers, so there's 2 repairs. And that isn't always the case. Still just tanking everything as his Force Commander. Just waiting for the special attack, but
Rocket
against
shot hits the ground.
the Warboss and the Death Dread, it's going to be a little bit tricky to survive. Is that the...
Yeah, it is.
Oh, that's the...
Orbital bombardment.
That's right, but I think it's going to miss the mark, though.
It is.
Yeah, not very effective. Misses everything. He dodges into it, and actually doing some good damage, too, charging into the army. Yeah, that was a bit of a waste.
Was a bit, and that you know what that means, machine. Won't be seeing any assault termies anytime soon.
Well, I don't remember how much red. I don't think it's a lot, though, is it? Assault termies. Yeah, I don't remember how much they are.
300
No, not that much.
No, it's not. Okay.
But his main concern either
Yeah.
way is the power. Regardless of that, he doesn't quite have the power that he needs.
That is
And
true.
I don't really see him being able to hold much power if he went for it. So he's in a tricky spot. He doesn't have the assault marines either. Like, because normally you can get the whatever the veterans are called, the veteran assault marines. They get power fist and such, which would actually be really good against this mix.
Good boy out of energy here. Not going to help against these infiltrated scouts.
The shooters do detect them though with a knob. Oh, nice.
Okay.
Big power farm coming up for the Orc, Big Mathis.
Gom looking to close this one out for VP. Weird boy. There we go. There's the energy. Rolls out. Keeps the VP capped.
It's going to be a risky retreat here. Oh, we actually have a las cannon Devastator. That's going to really help out against these double Death Dreads. And they come now.
Oh,
2
here we
sluggers,
go.
2 Death Dreads, a Warboss.
Is the las cannon set up? Where is it?
Oh, no, it's not
it's
set
out
up.
of position.
He uses the affinity. And he's getting hit by the missile launcher, but here come the sluggers and the other Death Dread as well. This is too much powerful melee units. Knocks one of them back, but there's plenty more coming in. Special attack, I think, from the Force Commander. There he is in the fight. So becoming just an absolute nuisance. There's the use your choppers. These scouts have to be careful now. And the same with the Marines. They both have missile launchers, but they can't stand toe-to-toe against the sluggers, especially with the use your choppers. Devastator has to retreat. He couldn't stick around with that Death Dread. Oh, man.
Could be a wipe here as well.
I think he'll be out.
Attack squad.
Yeah, he'll be out.
He'll be okay.
Whew. Narrowly escaping with all of these squads.
But currently the VPs have stalled out. With that being said, Big Mathis is pretty much even things out here. 97 VPs for him, 101 for Gom.
And Big Mathis actually has power, so now Big Mathis could go for, if he wanted to go for a tech, get a squad of knobs out.
Yeah.
Or it would make a lot more sense going knobs than a looted tank, considering he already has 2 vehicles. You don't want to overcommit to vehicles because an anti-vehicle just wrecks you. But knobs would be the perfect way to finish off, to round off this composition.
It would be. Knobs would be fantastic.
Just needs to repair his Death Dreads. Plus, then he has the rocks too,
yeah,
obviously.
that's what I was going to say. Yeah, going for the tier now. And if nothing else, even if the rocks miss entirely, they're a stalling mechanism that you can use to play out with VPs. And when Gom's only down on the 97 and still bleeding, rocks could be potent.
3 squads of tax, but taxes aren't going to be dealing with these sluggers. Oh, and the problem, again, the bigger the blob you have, it's just more knockback for the weird boy. But he's getting focused down pretty quickly. And there goes the Force Commander once again in with the melee. No, look at the vomit, gets everything just in time for the Warboss. Sluggers and the Death Dread are moving in for it as well.
It's a big stop coming out here.
A little bit late, unfortunately, with the tech, so couldn't use the rocks.
Boom!
But yeah, that's a huge stomp. Oh, that engagement was so sad. Yeah, 3 attacks, just it's just so, you can't really use it against Orks. I mean, even most races have ways of dealing with anti-blob, you know, plasma cannons, it's artillery of some kind.
And that should definitely be the game here in favor of Big Mathis.
Yeah, ultimately the tier 3 ended up being a bad choice. I think the idea was fine. If you could maybe get and hold a power long enough to get Assault Marines, would have been fine. Going actually for Commandos instead, maybe because it's pop cap, I'm not sure. I can't remember how much knobs actually are. Probably more than 15. Yeah, they'd be more than 15, I reckon. Still, Gom is holding on. He's going to make one last attack. I mean, he's got 2 missile launchers. Did he lose? Oh, the Stern Guard's now.
Stern Guard here.
A little bit late, but still always worth getting. Especially if you're expecting knobs. And they have anti-vehicle rounds.
And pushing now means the Death Dreads are low on health.
That's true.
At least one of them was.
Yeah, they were being repaired.
They were being repaired, okay. Oh, you can tell it's going to be rocks. You can tell. I'm feeling it.
Yeah, he's got plenty of the red points. Okay, here we go. Stern Guard, Las Cannon, everything's here in the fight. Force Commander taking a fair bit of damage though, but he's got all those squads quite low. Now charging in with everything. The scouts are going for the cap on the VP. Actually, he may get a Death Dread here. Oh, but there come the knockback from the Commandos. Nice work, and there's the weird boy as well. So, yeah, didn't really have much chance there in the end. Shooter's going to be forcing away those scouts.
Yeah, plenty. They do get the neutralize on the VP, but looks like it's all she wrote. Gom wanting one last push, but he's probably not going to get the units out in time. Very well played by Big Mathis. Just nice reading of unit composition, I suppose.
Yeah. Gom obviously lost too many squads, but probably the bigger problem was losing the power. If you don't have power as Space Marines, you're just going to lose. All you can do without power is blob TAC Marines, and it gets countered so hard by artillery, or you know, in this case, the weird boy. And plus, oh, there's the rocks. Plus, all the Commandos, it was a good follow-up to that.
Yeah.
Because they had the AoE knockback. Well, GG. That was actually a pretty fun game. A lot of dead squads though. The Thunderhammer Force Commander though was fantastic.
Oh, great. Yeah.
Yeah, that was epic. Anyway, well, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the cast, and especially a big thanks to our Patreon backers that are allowing us to post as many videos as we are. We are posting a video pretty much every day now on the channel, as currently, you know, I'm not working, so this is basically, at the moment, my full-time job, and hopefully we can keep that up, unless we run out of money and have to get jobs again, which would bring the schedule down. But anyway, if you can support us, please do so. That'd be muchly appreciated. Other than that, keep watching, and we will we'll appreciate you all the more, all the while.
Nice.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway,
Cheers, guys.
see ya.